Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Omega. Welcome back to another Apex Legends video. So today I want to talk to you guys about some of the big new changes that came to Season 4 over the last couple of days, because I feel like there were a lot of weapon changes, a lot of big legend changes that many people don't know about. So I just wanted to kind of take the time to go over some things that you guys should probably know about Season 4 before you start playing again. So we're going to first start off by talking about Ranked Series 3, because in this season, Ranked is going to work a little bit differently than it did before. Now in Ranked Series 3, we're going to actually have two separate seasons, which are going to be called splits. The first split is 6 weeks of ranked play, which is what we're in right now. Currently, we have 6 weeks where we get to play on World's Edge, and the last 6 weeks is where we actually get to play on King's Canyon. And King's Canyon is going to be awesome when it does finally come back. I'm super excited to start playing that again, because as I've said countless times in so many videos, I think World's Edge wasn't really the best decision to go with full time. I think the changes in Season 4 have made the map a little bit better, but King's Canyon was the absolute GOAT, man. You cannot argue with that at all. But this season, like I said, they're going to have two different splits, and now Apex Predator is actually going to be by top 500 players in each different platform. So, Xbox One players are going to have their own Apex Predator League, and that's going to be different from PS4 and PC players. Another big thing is that in Season 4, there's going to be a new Master Tier, which is going to be now in between, I'm guessing, Diamond and Apex Predator. Alright guys, now let's talk about some of the big weapon and item changes, because if you guys have hopped on in the past couple of days and played Apex, you can probably tell there's a lot of different things regarding the guns that you used to know. So now, obviously in Apex Legends, there is a new sniper ammo loot. All snipers now take this new bluish kind of ammo, which I'm not too sure how I feel about this. I don't think it really changed much. I think the reason they did that was to allow, I guess, I don't even know, man. It's really weird, that change. I was going to have some explanation, but I kind of blanked. I'm not really too sure why sniper ammo was added in the first place, but it is here, and it's taken by the Sentinel, the Longbow, the Triple Take, and the Charge Rifle. Now, another big thing is that the G7 Scout is no longer going to be considered a sniper. The G7 Scout is now an assault rifle, and it also only accepts attachments from assault rifles. So you can't put on a sniper stock to the G7 Scout anymore. It just won't work, which I think it's not really too big of a deal. I haven't noticed a huge change in how the G7 Scout performs, but it's there. I feel like they made this change for a reason. But let me know down in the comments below what you guys think of this new sniper ammo stuff. Definitely want to hear what you guys have to say. Another big change that I was so confused when I was reading this is a huge update to iron sight accuracy. So let me read this to you guys. This is kind of crazy because I had no idea this technology even existed. So they said, we have special tech that makes sure the reticle on the optics stays centered even as the gun moves around a bit. However, until Season 4, the iron sights on weapons didn't have this tech. That meant that the iron sight reticles could move around with the weapon and actually be slightly inaccurate. They wouldn't point at the screen center where the next shot would fire. With Season 4, we have updated most of the weapons' iron sights to properly stay centered now. Not all iron sights are upgraded yet, but we will be updating the remaining weapons as this season progresses. So I had no idea this happened. Apparently most guns were completely inaccurate when using the iron sights, and there were plenty of guns where I just decided not to use iron sights. Sometimes I like the R301 without the iron sight. I like the Charge Rifle without the iron sight. Triple Take was sometimes good without a sight, but it's just crazy how most of these guns were probably just missing every single shot. So in Season 4, we're apparently going to get all of this fixed, so we're not going to have to worry about not using a scope, although this wasn't a problem that I don't think anyone kind of realized was there. So I'm not really too sure how it changes anything or if it does at all. But yeah, man, let's move on to kind of like the biggest change, I think, in terms of the weapons, and that is the L-Star and the Devotion, which have basically switched spots in their roles in terms of how these weapons are acquired. So the L-Star is now basically just a normal weapon that you can find on the ground in boxes or in crates, and it is basically ridiculously OP. I feel like the L-Star right now can just one-shot an entire team. Like, I have not been able to 1v3 a team until now where we use the L-Star and it uses energy ammo. That's right, the L-Star uses energy ammo, and it is absolutely insane. It's everything that you think it would be, and probably a little bit more, because I think this gun does need to be nerfed a little bit. There was a slight nerf when it was made into a regular weapon in Season 4, but I think they need to do a little bit more on that, because the L-Star is just ridiculously overpowered right now. In the place of the L-Star is the Devotion, and it's a special LMG that has a 2x scope as well as a turbocharger on it. Now, This gun is probably the only thing that can stop the L-Star in the entire game. Maybe an R99 with purple extended, but I'm not sure anything else can really compete with the L-Star right now. The Devotion is a very good weapon. I have gotten it one time in the care package, but I was kind of disappointed because I used the Devotion a lot. I had a lot of cool skins for it, and now I just rarely see it. I've gotten it maybe once or twice in the past couple of days, and I hoped that maybe care package drops are increased or the Devotion just starts to appear more in the game, because I really do like that weapon, and I was a little bit disappointed to see that it did turn into like one of the special care package weapons. The Turbocharger has also been completely removed from the game, so you can no longer attach to the Havoc. The only thing that you can attach now on the Havoc is Select Fire, which who used Select Fire? I was kind of disappointed to see that Turbocharger was removed, especially since the L-Star is such a powerful weapon, and it seems like for me, every single time I drop down, someone else has an L-Star. So there's not really too much to compete with it besides another L-Star. And the Devotion, like I said before, is probably the only thing that comes close. And you can only get that in a care package. So it really, there's not too much right now that you can do against an L-Star. And I wish that they didn't remove the Turbocharger from the game completely. The R99 got a slight nerf and kind of a slight buff. It reduced the damage per shot from 12 to 11, but also increased the magazine size for the first 3 tiers. So the base, common, and rare has the increased magazine size, which is kind of nice because the early tiers, it seemed like the R99 was just running out of ammo way too fast. So having these extra 1 or 2 bullets, especially in the early time of the game when you only have, a common extended mags, it's definitely going to help. Prowler had an increased damage per shot from 14 to 15, nothing too crazy there. Hemlock also got a pretty big buff. I highly suggest you guys check out the Hemlock if you haven't yet already. The single shot rate of fire was increased from 5.6 to 6.4, and I watched a video from iTemp. He kind of explained that this basically meant you got an extra bullet for every 7 shots you fire. So since you now have an increased rate of fire, you get that 1 extra bullet in there, which now makes the single fire Hemlock probably a pretty good weapon to use. I feel like using that with either the Sentinel or using it with another kind of sniper like the longbow would probably make for a pretty deadly combination. And the Mastiff apparently got a fix where there's an exploit that players discovered where you could rapidly fire the Mastiff, and I have no idea what that looks like. I'm thinking of like Call of Duty with like the full auto shotguns, and that would be insane coming from a Mastiff. Like, how have I not seen this first off, and how did this not get fixed, ASAP? Because that would just be insane if I saw someone rapid firing a Mastiff. Fuck that. And then finally, to finish this part off, there are some new gold weapons that we have in the game. The Havoc, P2020, Sentinel, Prowler, and R301 all have gold weapons. I'll tell you right now, the Sentinel gold is actually really fun to use. It has like the thermal optic scope on it, which a lot of people don't really like the long range scopes, but if you do practice enough with it, it can hit some really deadly shots. I highly suggest you guys go out and look for that. Let me know down in the comments below if you guys have found it or have found any of these gold weapons and what you guys think about it. But yeah, moving on to the legends. Basically, the only legend change that happened is we got a big buff to Bloodhound, which I was super excited for because Bloodhound seems to kind of been left behind recently. He got a buff, I think, in like season 1 or 2, and then he got nerfed just by the other legends getting buffed so many times. So this is definitely going to be a good buff for Bloodhound. Basically, when you down a player now, it adds 5 seconds to the Beast of the Hunt timer. So when you have your ultimate and you down a player, you get an extra 5 seconds of your ultimate. And they also add that it is possible to exceed starting time with successive kills. So if you get more kills, you can basically just have, a longer Beast of the Hunter timer than what you started with. So this is really overpowered, especially for kind of like endgame when there's a lot of fights happening at once. If you can down 3 or 4 people, you basically get your ult back and more. So just keep that in mind if you guys want to, figure out who you're playing in Season 4, who to grind with. Bloodhound is probably definitely going to be one of the better choices. There's also kind of a fix with crypto. I know a lot of people were doing the thing where you would place Gibraltar's dome shield onto Crypto's drone, and you would basically fly it around and do some weird shit with it. They fixed that, so it no longer has any interaction between the dome shield and Crypto's drone. And also the EMP from his ultimate no longer destroys friendly Gibraltar dome shield. So that was annoying because I have experienced that as a Gibraltar player, where my shield would randomly get taken out by my own Crypto on my team, and I was like, dude, what the hell? In terms of other stuff, there's just one last little quality of life change. There is now an option to randomize the skins that you want to use in your game. So if you go to equip a skin, there's a new option where it's like random favorite, and it'll basically just randomize the skins that you use the most and pick one to use in that game. And it's just choosing a new random skin every single game, so that does kind of freshen things up a bit, especially when you have a bunch of skins for a certain legend. As of right now, I don't know if there's any way to filter that between like just legendaries. I haven't really experimented too much, but I will let you guys know if I find that out in like a future video or something. something. But anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. This was all of like the big stuff in terms of Season 4. There were a lot of little other things I didn't cover in this video, just because I know a lot of people have already been playing Season 4, they've experienced this. So this video is mainly for those of you guys who are either new to Apex Legends or kind of like me and you just came back and started playing again. But I just want to let you guys know before I close out this video, I am doing a giveaway for 1,000 Apex coins. If you guys haven't entered that, just go in the description below and click on the Gleam link. That'll take you right to the giveaway. Enter right there. It takes about 5 or 10 seconds, depending on how many of the entries you actually complete. I'm going to be probably picking a winner in about 7 days here. So if you guys want to enter, make sure to go down and do that. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope to see you guys on my next video. Be sure to subscribe and drop a like if you guys enjoyed. But again, peace out. Thank you guys. Later.